Well, this is obviously one of the more damning government reports we're seeing in Judge Barkley's report on the RM of Sherwood. What do you think people are going to find? What did you find, having followed the story as much as you have, that people are going to be rather surprised, shocked by?
You know what, it's interesting. I went to an RM of Sherwood council meeting last week for the first time. There were a few residents there, and you could sense the frustration from the residents who attended the meeting. So I think even though maybe here in Regina we haven't had that much proximity to this story, it's really just based on press releases, I think residents of the RM might not be, they're going to be shocked to the degree of what the report found, but I think that for a lot of them this is going to be, we were just waiting for this to come out.
I'm shocked at the language. I've never seen a conflict of interest report using the terminology that Judge Barkley has used. Has that been the sense of people coming out before? Do you think they'll be surprised at how virulent that report is in terms of just its actual criticism of Reeve, Eberle and the council in general? Because I
think so. I think whenever you see, we think of government documents and reports as, well,
measured,
boring or measured, you know, very technical terms. And this one, it almost shows a degree of emotion, dare I say, you know, you can almost sense Barkley's own shock and surprise as he was going over this file. So I think that will really resonate with people.
I often wonder if he's trying to tell government something else, and Minister Ryder somewhat downplayed it, but in terms of the role of municipalities, in terms of these big developments, have we reached an age, particularly when RMs are near cities, where they just don't seem to have the capacity to handle some of these issues, and there can be this situation rising. And I am very interested in terms of what changes to the Municipal Act are going to come out of this that are going to prohibit RMs in the future from engaging in some of these activities, developments that you know, clearly by Judge Barkley's own language were over their heads.
Yeah, and I'm interested in seeing what happens with the RM further. I mean, Eberle, Reeve Eberle, who was at really the center of this report, he's out now, but we still have the remainder of the council that was around, except for a couple newcomers who were around for most of this. You have the new administrator who's been working there since the summer, who's really dove into this. So I'm kind of curious what happens next. Reader says this report does not mean there may not be further action on the government's part. Well, it's been passed on to the RCMP now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and another thing I wanted to mention I was surprised about, Eberle tried to resign very recently. The RM had its hands on this report for about a month now. It was limited in what it could say, sure, but Eberle tried to resign. The council told him to stay. They actually praised his leadership. They said he did a good role as chair. So what does that say about the rest of council? It's something that we should consider going forward, I think.
It's a mess.